Welcome to the Blackboard video series. Today in video 3, we're going to be talking about creating content areas. And our 3 things that we want to cover is creating a content area within Blackboard, creating folders in content areas, and then placing coursework in the folders. So as we move over to our site, as we get going here, we log in, and there we have at the top again our course list. We'll go down to our test account, which we use. And once again, this is the work area here. And over here is our content area. So to create a content area, we're going to go to this plus mark right over here. Over to the far left, there's a plus. There's going to be a drop-down menu here. And what we want to do is we want to create this content area, and we're going to call it something. Let us, for the example, call this 4th grade language arts. And at this point, you could either make it available to users or not. I'm going to not make it available to users right now as I'm working on it. And then we're going to hit submit. And then if you go down here, you'll notice that it appeared right there, and there's our check mark right there showing that it is hidden from students. Now, one last thing here is, if you look over here, there's an up and down arrow. If you hold down your cursor and drag that up, you can move that to a different position within that area, which is kind of a convenient thing to be able to do, so you can resort your courses. So to enter into the content area, now that we've created it, all we need to do is click on that, and you'll see that it says 4th grade language arts here, and now we are inside of that, and it is an empty in the this folder is empty. And let's just take a moment, and you can see across the top here that there are several things. There are assessments, there are tools, there's publisher content, and then there's building content. And there's a lot of things that can be put in here. But what we're going to do is we are going to come over and put content folder. And we're going to call this one, let's call this group A. And once again, as we go down here, you can have this time released that can be from one day to another. So if I wanted to come over here and say that on the 9th of the month and at 7:30 a.m. they could use this, and they could, and let's give them a week to finish an assignment. And let's be real generous with them and say 11:30 p.m. And then that would restrict when they could use this particular folder. In this case, we're not going to do that. But I wanted to show you that as well. And of course, permit users to use this content, yes or no. So we have all these options that are available to us. In this case, we are not going to restrict this, because in the next video, we're going to actually restrict the usage in a different way. So we're going to go ahead and submit, and we see our group A folder. Now I want to go ahead and create another folder real quick as well. And we're going to call this group B. And since we don't need to change anything here, we're just going to come down and we're going to hit submit once again. And then let us do a third folder and call it Group C. Now you notice that I've got this right, what I did here. Well, that was a mistake on my part. That's not an issue, because what we can do is we can just go ahead and we can delete that and say, hey, I need to redo that. That's not a problem. We come over here, we do content folder, Group B, submit, and then there you go. So what we've done thus far is we've created a content area and we've created 3 folders within this particular content area called 4th grade language arts. Now, the next thing we want to do is we want to pull some information in. Now, there are different things that you can do. You can bring in a video. You can bring in audio. You can bring in a file. You can bring in your own information, so that if there's something you personally have created for your course that you've used over the years, you can do that. So no matter where it is on the internet or on your computer, you can bring that information in. Once again, you've got YouTube, so you can do all sorts of things here. What we want to talk about, though, briefly, is bringing in the peak library information. And so if you look at this peak 12, now some of you may have used A+ learning systems in the past. This peak 12 library is the A+ curriculum. That's what that is. And so we're going to open this up. And there are 3 areas that you can find. There's that you have access to. You have peak lessons. Those are the lessons themselves. And then there's A+ informational assessments. Those are tests that you can give students to see what they know. And then there's the A+ adaptive assessments. And what this does is it will combine this and this. So what happens is that they will take a test and it will place them and tell them what they're going to do. So that's how those 3 are used. We are going to actually pull in specific courses or sections. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on A+ lessons. And you can search by keyword if you want to here. You also can pull this down and you can go by standards. And if you go by standards, it's going to take you down here and you can find the state that you're in. There's Ohio content standards, language arts, well, let's go with research, and then it's going to give you a grade level. And that's one way they can do it. Instead, what I would like to show you is another way that you can pull information, which is, I think, in many ways a little bit easier, and that's by going by A+ titles. And then we're going to go here. And so since our topic here is language arts for 4th grade, you talk about building vocabulary. And then once I've chosen that, I'm going to hit the go button. And you can see that it's thinking, it's loading, it's pulling in all that content from the Peak 12 library. And so it does take a moment because there's a lot out there. So now what we've done is you can see that we've got a long list. In fact, there are 170 items. So let's go through here really quick and select a few of them for demonstrative purposes. In most units, there are three or four parts. There is study, that's basically learning. It's going to teach the student something. Then practice, and then mastery, and this is the test. This is the only thing that's graded of these three. And then there's an essay component as well. And we're going to take a pass on that one right now. And then we're going to do Dictionary 2. Oh, well, let's go back and pick up that essay. And let's do a thesaurus. And let's do multiple meaning words. And let's do cite. Fantastic. Now, when you've clicked what you want, you've selected what you want, you just simply come down here to the right hand corner and you hit submit. And what it's going to do, it's going to go out there and it's going to pull that information in and it's going to place it within the content area that you created for the 4th grade class. And it's going to take all those units. So obviously, if you have 179 components, it's going to take longer than you have 4. So you just have to be patient as that's coming in across. The reason why I changed my mind on the essays is because in our next video we are actually going to be using these and placing these into the folders. But today in this video, what we've seen is we've created groups, a content area, we've created the groups, and we've brought in the information. So I hope this was helpful. And so let's back here for just a moment. Once again, we created the content area, we created folders in the content areas, and we placed the coursework in the folders. Now, if you need to see this video again or you need other things, you can find more training materials on the Facebook page that you're looking at right there. If you're watching this on YouTube, if you go below the video, I'll place that there for you as well, so you can more easily go to that. So until the next video, have a great day and have fun with the Blackboard.